Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I thought I'd turn my computer around, give you a different view for a change. Instead of looking at my other wall, you can look at my wall of wool instead. But I haven't made a video for a couple of days. In case anyone was wondering, nothing wrong with me, just I started having a little bit trouble with my wrist. This was a few days ago, I think, and I think it's a constant when I'm knitting. I'm what you call a thrower, so I am like this all the time, twisting my wrist all the time, and this happened a little while ago, quite a few months ago, and it ended up I didn't stop what I was doing when it started. I just carried on, and I was taking ibuprofen and paracetamol to deal with the pain. Well, it wasn't helping, and I think it just made it worse. So I said to myself, it took quite a while for it to go off, because it is to do with arthritis, because I do have arthritis. And I thought to myself, if it happened again, I'm just going to stop knitting altogether. Practically altogether. I didn't completely stop, but I was doing one or two little things, so I was going a lot slower. I wasn't flicking my wrists so hard, because when you see me knitting on here, I knit a lot faster than what I'm doing on the screen here. This is just because I'm doing a video and I'm not looking at what I'm doing and all that, and I usually knit a lot faster, and the constant flicking of my wrist. But I thought I wasn't going to have that trouble again. I thought I'm just going to stop knitting. Whoever I'm knitting for is going to have to wait. So that's what I did, and it's gone off, and it's okay. I can knit. I'm back to what I was before. If I'd done that in the first place, when it first happened, I probably wouldn't have had all that trouble where I was having to wear the wrist things around my wrists and that to stop the for support and all that. So I'm just going to be a little bit more careful in the next few days and have to make sure it's gone completely, because it is just arthritis. It's what, when you've got trouble with it, as you can see from my fingers, the shape of my fingers and all that, I do have arthritis in my hands and that. And while actually what I'm doing, knitting all the time, stops my hands and my fingers from stiffening up. If I wasn't doing this, I would probably have very stiff fingers and all that. That's another reason I think I like doing what I'm doing, because it keeps the arthritis at bay. But anyway, I am doing the bands on. This was one of the ones I had to stop to, and I had put the neckband on Belinda's cardigan. When this first started happening, I started noticing the ache in my wrist, so I had to put it down and leave it for it. But I'm back on doing the bands, the button band. This is actually the button band. I'll be doing the buttonhole band after this. But this is a very long cardigan, because you can see the long pieces in that. So normally when I do cardigans anyway, I usually just sew the shoulders up, put the neckband on, and then do the front bands, because of the weight of the whole lot if I have the sleeves on as well. And with this being more like chunky than ordinary double knitting with two strands together, it is quite heavy, the whole lot, when it's all sewn up. So I'm doing the bands first, and then I'll do all the sewing up for the sleeves, and that was only the shoulders I had stitched up for to do the neckband. That was all I did on that. But anyway, I'll put that down for a minute. And I'm using two different. I'm using my circular. I've just put a thing on the end, one circular, and that's one of my other needles. That was the very long 120 meter one, I think, that I cut in half. Well, I've got the other one to this, because it's a 4mm. I've got the other one to this on some other knitting. So I'm using with two, and that's the reason I wanted a very long one to cut in half, so I could have used both of these, but I couldn't be bothered to take the, the knit another needle onto the other work I was doing. So that's why when I'm knitting the whole lot, that whole lot of that band will go onto there without much trouble. And if I was using this one, it would be in half bent around like that, and I would be knitting in a circle. And it's very hard to do a band that long in a circle, so that's why I'm knitting with two different. I'm using my Zing circular one as a single needle. Look at it that way. But I'm going to put that down for a minute. I'll put that over there. And I'm sitting on my, as you can see, I'm keep moving around. I'm sitting on my computer stool. It swings around, That's the only trouble with it. I can't put something on it to keep it still. But anyway, I want to show you that I have some things on my table over here. I'll get it. That was a little cardigan. That was the only little bit of knitting I did. I finished that completely. And another little one I started, which I'll show you anyway. But this one here, the tutorial for it is up on my Just Knitting channel. And I checked that channel this morning and I've had over 2,000 views just from yesterday. And I've had over 50 more subscribers on that channel. I couldn't believe it when I checked it this morning. I had to check it a couple of times. I thought, 50 subscribers? Where? I don't know where they've all come from, whether they are from my other channel and they've seen this one come up, because I did put it up. I made a slight little mistake, which I showed on the video. I showed at the start of the video, because when I was recording it and I come to do the neckband, I do little bits at a time, and sometimes I leave my phone on the apparatus that I use for a recording on. If I'm going to go back to it, maybe it's in half an hour later, I leave it on and I just press pause. And I think when I come to do the neckband, I think I must have pressed that pause twice, which means it started it and then stopped it. So I didn't have that little bit. It was just the neckband to show how many rows I had actually knitted. That's all that was missing off it. So I put a little bit video, and I put it at the start of the video with me holding the cardigan up like that. And I don't know whether that's what's done it. Everybody's seen the cardigan on YouTube and that and clicked on, but I couldn't believe how many views I had on it. Can't believe how many people want this cardigan. But it is spoken for, so it's not for sale. But I will be doing more. I'll probably be doing some to sell, but I do have another one to do for a lady who asked. He did ask for this cardigan, but she's already buying one of the blankets off me that I'm doing, so I'm going to do this cardigan for her as well. But this one's for my next door neighbour, so nobody can have that one. So that was just to thank all of you who went over to my other channel and gave me all them views, because that gives me quite a lot of revenue when I get that many views, and especially that number of extra subscribers. In fact, I checked again later and the subscriber count's gone up and up since I first checked early this morning. Don't know what it is now. But anyway, I'll show you. I've started another one. I was doing just a little bit knitting where I wasn't knitting fast. I was just very slow and taking my time. This is for the same girl next door, so I thought I'll get some of these little cardigans because she's due in probably about 6 weeks' time. I'll have to get these finished. She did ask me quite some time ago, actually. So this will be another one. It's actually the same pattern as the sweater I'm wearing. I'm doing I call this a waffle pattern. I do have a pattern for this actual pattern, but the cardigans start from a 24-inch because I had it for my children when they were little, and I knitted these cardigans for them. But I'm knitting this in a slightly different style to what that cardigan was, because the cardigan had zips up the front, and they had the same type of shoulder as what I'm wearing. You see this here, this is saddle, what you call a saddle shoulder, where this it goes across here and then down onto the raglan. But I'm just doing an ordinary raglan on this one because it's just for a little baby thing. So I've done the back and one of the fronts, and I will be making a pattern for this one as well, another PDF. Maybe it's just the first 3 sizes, the 16 to 20 inch, which is all I'm doing for the little blue and white, the slip stitch. I'm just doing the 3 sizes, the 16, 18 and 20. And then when I've knitted the other 2 sizes, I will make the PDF, but I've already been asked for the PDF for that. I've had an email, someone asking me for the PDF for it, and that's the only first one I've done on it. I have to knit the other sizes, so I'm afraid you're going to have to wait. But I do have another PDF that I need to write out for another one, another cardigan I had been doing, the 2x4 basket stitch. I just have not had time to write it out because it takes hours. Even doing the tutorial for the little blue and white one, I'll put this away, out the way. When I do the tutorials, I have hours and hours of videoing, because I do a little bit video of each piece that I do. When I do the back, I tell you how many stitches to cast on, what needles I'm using and that, how many rows to do in the rib and whatever the pattern is, how to do the pattern. And then I do a little bit up to the armholes, and I do a little bit more from the armholes up to the back of the neck. And the same with all the other pieces, the fronts and the sleeves and that. So there's an awful lot of video that I have to do. It takes hours for me to do all these videos, and then afterwards I have a converter on my computer where I can cut out bits I don't want. I can join bits together and things like that, and that's hours and hours of video I have to go through for to do all that. Well, people think I just do this video in a few minutes, put it up on YouTube, but I don't. There are a lot of hours to do all these things. So because I wasn't knitting, I stopped knitting practically altogether for a couple of days, and that gave me time to do that tutorial, to sort it out, because it does take hours which, you know, people don't realize what work actually goes into these tutorials and that. So anyway, I got that finished, and my hand's much better this morning. There's no ache or anything on them, so I'm back to my knitting, but I'm just not going to knit as much and as quick. But one other thing I finished just before my hands, before I stopped knitting, was this scarf. It's completely finished. It was going to go onto my eBay shop, but it's already spoken for, so it won't be going up onto my eBay shop. So the lady that I'm doing the white cardigan for, Belinda, she wants it, so it'll be going to Belinda in the same parcel when I finish her white cardigan. So that was a little bit of something else I'd managed to finish. But I do have some more wool like this, which was sent to me. I'll show it. I have it over here. Get my seat turned around in the right place. It was this is the wool here. It was sent to me and had I haven't got the picture, I took the picture up, but there was a picture of a little bear with, this was the bear for the bear, and this was a little sweater that the bear was wearing. Only when I opened it up to have a look, I thought, oh, I might have a go at that little bear. There was no instructions in the back. There was just the picture. So I thought, oh, what on earth am I going to do with that? It's the same as that other stuff, that scarf I've just knit, and I thought, I'll knit another scarf. Take it out. That is the blue. I don't know, it's only 50 grams on that. I thought it was a 100 gram, but it's not. It's only a 50 gram ball, this one there. These 50 grams. I'll just keep it mixing with something, whatever I do. When I check this, this is the eyelash. It's a longer, the eyelash stuff on it is a bit longer, I think, than the, as you can see, it's quite a long eyelash. I call it tinsel wool. It's like the tinsel you put around the Christmas tree. This is 50 grams, which was on that other scarf I did. Each ball was 50 grams. It's an Aldi's, it was an Aldi's pack, this actually, that's what it's got Aldi on the back. Doesn't say what it's actually made of, but it's probably polyester, because I think that's what that other scarf is. So I'm going to do another scarf with this because I have 3 balls, exactly the same as what I had for the other scarf. So I'm going to knit another scarf with this one. It's, don't know what you'd call it. It's not quite orange. It's like a rust, like a bright rust colour. So I'm going to do a scarf with that one as well, the same as what I've just done, the other one. I thought it'd be the best thing to use because there's nothing else I can do with it really. So anyway, putting that back in that bag. Oh, I'll leave that blue ball out because I don't need that with it. So I haven't done much of anything else to show you because I've only just started my knitting again, but hopefully I'm going to get Belinda's cardigan finished sometime today. I'll probably not get it posted today, it might be tomorrow morning, but I do have to go out to the post office later on today anyway. I just need some milk. I only have enough milk for 1 cup of tea. So when I've had that cup of tea, I'm going out because I do have some patterns to post. So I have to go to the post office because there's quite a lot of patterns in one packet. And as it's over 100 grams and it's a large letter one, not a small letter one, I can't just put a stamp on and shove it in the post box. I have to go over to the post office with it. So I'm going to get myself some milk when I'm over there because that's all I need. I do not need any more shopping yet. I'll get some more shopping later on when I need it. When I'll be back to normal and starting my 15 minutes of everything in the morning. But I thought I'd just give you a different view today, instead of you seeing me sitting on that bed thing. But I'm going to buy myself, I've decided I'm going to buy myself a small 2-seater settee to put in this bedroom so I don't have to sit with that back resting on the bed. And I do want not just a chair. Chair's no good because I like plenty room on either side for to put all my stuff on when I'm knitting. So a single chair's no good because the arm things get in my way when I'm knitting anyway, because I know that with my chairs downstairs, the arms on the chairs. So I'm going to have a look. Maybe I think I have SCS down on the Silverlink shopping place. I might go down there and have a look and see what they have. And then hopefully get rid of this bed because it's the most uncomfortable bed. I've never ever slept in it myself. I only bought it as a spare after my kids took all their beds when they left home. And I had no bed in this room for anyone that wanted to stop. So I had to buy one. I just bought a cheap one and you only get what you pay for. It's quite uncomfortable to sit on after a while. So again, thumbs up and subscribe and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.